Hey guys, Youngblood with you for your Should You Buy video on the Anvil Pisces. And thanks to this ship dropping straight to flight ready, I'm actually going to be able to show off this ship a little bit in the background as well. The Pisces is a snub ship that's designed to be toted around by the Anvil Carrack, and is actually the one that comes equipped with the Carrack. If you already purchased that, that means you're going to have one of these ships available. That being said, they've actually released two versions of the Pisces, the base C8 model and the C8 Expedition model. Now, they're both incredibly similar. In fact, the only real two differences are that the Expedition model comes with 2 extra guns and a new skin. If you're looking to pick up the Pisces, the Expedition model is on sale now for $40 if you're using new cash or war bond, or $45 if you want to use store credit. If you're wondering what the cheaper C8 model costs, we don't actually know, because it's not made available for sale for anybody, which means the only way to have one is to buy a Carrack. That also means that if you want to upgrade your Carrack snub to the Expedition, you have to pay $20 to do that. I really don't like that approach, because that means they're saying that the C8 is only worth $20 to $25, which certainly is not what they would be charging for this. So they're almost forcing the hand for the Carrack owners, or kind of price gouging a little bit if they want to get the slightly cooler model, unless they just buy it outright, and that's still more money again. Frankly, I don't really see why a second model was actually needed here, so it unfortunately feels like a pretty lame attempt to drive up some sales numbers. But getting outside of my gripe there, let's get into some details on the ship. It's a snub, but it's closer to the 85X than it is to the Merlin. You have an option for a 3-man crew with 2 jump seats in the back, and you can carry up to 4 SEU of cargo on the sides in the back cargo area. That cargo ability is something that's going to separate this from any other snub in the game to date, and is likely the most appealing aspect of this ship. Like the 85X, it comes with a small quantum drive on board, which means that you're not reliant on the Carrack or another ship with a hangar to transport you around, so this becomes a nice little in-system shuttle. That being said, the small quantum drive does mean that you're going to have slow speed, so you'd likely get there a lot faster being toted around by something larger, but that's obviously going to come with a higher operating cost as well. While you do have a quantum drive, there is no jump drive, so you're still going to need that parent ship to help you get to your destination. Now, apparently, John Crew at some point confirmed that you're going to be able to mount a jump drive to enable that ability, but it will be something that you need to buy and mount in-game. Design-wise, it's 12 meters long, 10 meters wide, and 3 meters tall, and it really kind of looks like a Star Trek shuttlecraft, but it also kind of looks like a miniature Carrack. But it also kind of looks like a minivan. There's some real love out there for this ship, but I don't really get it. Maybe I'm crazy and looks are subjective, but I think it's kind of ugly. The wings do fold up to provide you a smaller footprint for carrying it in other ships, so that helps with the shaping of it some. The cockpit view is pretty good for an Anvil ship, with just a few struts coming in, but not a lot in the way at the front of the ship or in the center. My favorite aspect of this ship is actually the layout of the MFD screens in the cockpit area. They're nice and low, and they kind of wrap around the sides of the pilot, and it almost feels a little bit like the cockpit experience in Elite Dangerous. The flight model on the ship is okay. It's nothing great. The top speed's about 140 meters per second, and the axis agility is probably somewhere a little bit above average. You have 2 main thrusters, 2 retro thrusters, and 12 total maneuvering thrusters, which is going to include 8 gimbaled and 4 fixed thrusters, which kind of gives you that nice balance of response time as well as precision. Where it really struggles is with the durability, because while it does have one size 1 ship shield generator, the hull has a very low hit pool, and I haven't actually gotten the data out of the game yet to see what that number actually is, but it falls apart very quickly. The weaponry on the ship is actually okay if you're talking about the C8X, because it has 4 Omnisky size 1 laser cannons, which pack a pretty good punch, but they do overheat pretty quickly and require a fair amount of power. The base model, on the other hand, the one that the Carrack owners have, only has 2 size 1 Omnis, which is not great. Both models do come with 2 size 1 marksman missiles, which is better than nothing, but size 1 missiles aren't going to do a lot for you either. One redeeming factor on the Pisces is that it's apparently supposed to be able to integrate the scanner on board to the Carrack computer, which should help you in being able to assist when you're doing mapping and kind of just sharing data in general. That's a nice perk for Carrack owners, but we'll need to see if that benefit actually is going to apply to other ships as well. For example, if I'm in a Pisces and my friend is in a Freelancer Dur, could I connect the 2 ships to share the data? We'll have to kind of see. There's also some talk about the Pisces going through jump points to help man them, or to help kind of map them out before the Carrack goes in. I think that's a reflection of the description that states it going into more dangerous and more confined places, which I think is really meant to say that it's smaller and can avoid things like asteroids or debris that the Carrack would potentially run into. Maybe it's the other way, or maybe it's both, but I'm not sure I've actually seen that confirmed anywhere, so I wouldn't make a purchasing decision based on that unless you've seen something that I haven't. I see people out there saying that this is a better ship than the Aurora or the Mustang, and some crazy people out there saying that this is competition to the Avenger. So I want to lay a couple things out. Those ships all have beds, meaning that you can log out and save your current location, and since the Pisces has a small quantum drive, that saved time that you have from traveling isn't inconsequential if you decide to log out when you're not at a port. The lack of a jump drive on the Pisces stock, which the other three also do come with stock, means that they're a bit more capable in leaving to other systems when those come online. Granted, it's relatively inexpensive to buy this size of component, so a size 1 jump drive shouldn't be much, but it is something. Also, the others are more durable or faster or have more weapons, and in some cases have all three of those going in their favor. I think it's okay to get excited about a ship, but it feels like the Pisces love is getting a little bit out of hand. In a way, I agree with the sentiment that this has sort of become Anvil's starter ship, but I do feel it's a slight step down from that, or at best, a lateral move. The Pisces is a good ship, it's well-rounded, and it's capable of doing some exploration, personnel transport, hauling, maybe a little bit of combat. If you've got a larger ship, you can use it to bring cargo up from the surface to your ship. I'm personally passing on the Pisces because I don't need another snub, and I think it's a bit more limited compared to some of the other non-snubs that are in the price range. But I think for people that need a runabout for a larger vessel, or for some people that only have larger multi-crew ships, this one being a little well-rounded thing that probably makes sense for some people. I think it could potentially be interesting for Idris and Javelin owners and other big ships that were planning on maybe using something like an Argo to use this instead. It may not give you, the 6 seats that an Argo does, but it does cargo well enough and people well enough that the footprint isn't all that different to where it could actually have a significant improvement in flight model over the Argos, which don't fly all that well, and could be a nice alternative for some of those bigger ships. Where most people will see value in this is an LTI token. Taking this ship and upgrading it to another one to be awarded LTI on that. And with this ship only being $40, it's relatively flexible in what you can CCU to. Overall, I think the Pisces is a cool little ship, but it's a snub or a borderline starter at best. In my opinion, it's not one to get overly hyped about. If you are, like many of you, I'm happy for you, so I hope you enjoy it, especially at a relatively low price and one that's available to fly today. So that's it on this video. Stay tuned for more Picking the Right Ship videos coming out soon. I appreciate you all watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and take care.